Tropical Treasures, this year's theme for Winterfest. Now, with all the beauty and pageantry of the 1985 Winterfest and Boat Parade, here are your hosts, Stephanie Stahl and Bob Soper.
Happy holidays, everyone. Bob, can you believe it's that time again?
I don't know where the time goes, Stephanie, but in just a few minutes, the 1985 Fort Lauderdale Winterfest Christmas Boat Parade will begin. Some 125 boats and yachts travel up the Intracoastal from Port Everglades to Lake Santa Barbara.
We'll be bringing you highlights of the boat parade, plus give you a look at some of the festivities of this year's Winterfest celebration, like?
All right, the Davy Rodeo, Tin Man competition, the Shoreline decorating competition, special Christmas events, the Family Beach Ball, and much, much more.
Sounds like quite a menu.
Oh, it sure is. We're serving up a whole half hour of tropical treasures.
But first, let's get started by meeting this year's Grand Marshal.
Not one.
Not two.
But three. Back helping me do my weather show. My buddy and fellow weatherman Willard Scott. Some help. Willard had so much fun as last year's parade Grand Marshal that he couldn't wait to come back again. He did the Today Show weather from the Marriott Harbor Beach Hotel. And guess who helped him out?
Bob Soper, who was America's weather forecaster. Bob hit 2 right last year, and the American Meteorological Society made him president.
Yeah, I got a plaque on my wall.
And on your teeth.
That's right, yeah. It's right. I can see the dentist next week.
What a great weatherman.
From the beach, we moved poolside. Everyone wanted to talk to Willard, including our own Carmel Capero.
Yeah, I like your hair.
Thank you.
Hair looks good.
Thanks.
You doing this?
I like yours, too.
I appreciate that.
I had to say that. The devil made me say
Same thing.
No matter what Willard does, he makes it fun. Even shooting a Winterfest thank you spot for WSVN.
Thank you, South Florida, for making this year's Winterfest a splash. I love girls.
Loves you, Willard. Our second Grand Marshal is Entertainment Tonight's host, Mary Hart. Peter Lundquist caught up with Mary at Lago Mar, where she was enjoying the soft South Florida breeze. Mary talked about her first visit to Winterfest.
2 years ago was my first visit to Fort Lauderdale, and the first time, of course, that I'd ever been in the parade. And we had a wonderful weekend. I had no idea what a big deal it was and how beautiful all of the yachts looked going through the Intercoastal. So I'm really looking forward to it again.
And we'll be looking forward to seeing you, Mary. Do you recognize this debonair young man with the trumpet? You do if you're a Tonight Show fan. He is the one and only Doc Severinsen. Not only is he a Grand Marshal, but he is performing with the South Florida Symphony at the Winterfest.
I've been asked by several people in an interview, well, when you're not doing your music, what do you do? And I said, there's no time when I'm not doing my music. I'm either eating or sleeping or talking to, somebody in a family or something like that, those necessary things, or music. And I don't shoot pool, I don't play golf or tennis. I do like to work out in a gym, but that's all part of playing the trumpet, the physical workout is.
Doc also performed at the Winterfest Beach Ball. His cool jazz went well with the warm sand. Recording star James Taylor, he soon had the happy beachgoers in a mellow mood. Ah, yes, U.S. while our northern cousins strive to survive in snowstorms and wind chill factors of 20 below. We lucky South Floridians enjoy the sands, the sea, and the music.
And we'll be seeing all three of our Grand Marshals in just a few minutes.
And helping us describe the action in tonight's parade is our good friend Jerry Pasco, who's with the Winterfest committee. Hi, Jerry.
Hi, thanks, Bob. This should be the greatest parade yet.
I'm sure it will be, but there's no more time for talk. The 1985 Winterfest Boat Parade is underway.
There's that fireworks boat. The fireworks are provided by Vitali Fireworks, and they're doing a big job out there. It's amazing, Stephanie, that they can shoot the fireworks from the back of a boat. You think one of the most dangerous things to do on a boat would be to have any kind of a fire aboard, but they seem to have it all under control. The name of this boat is Dream Boat. It's 84 feet long, and the owner is Spencer Boat Company. Now, this is called the control boat, and I've never seen Ronald McDonald in control before.
Here's Doc Severinsen passing by the judges' stand.
Doc Severinsen, of course, the orchestra leader on The Tonight Show. Somebody yelling my name there.
There's your buddies, Bob.
What's the weather going to be tomorrow, Bob?
A little on the cool side, Doc. I'm sorry.
That again is the Enterprise 3. That is 132 feet long. Its captain is George Knight, carrying Doc Severinsen and the crew. Now coming into view is, for your eyes only, a boat carrying Willard Scott of the Today Show and Mary Hart of Entertainment Tonight. And that looks like a festive, happy boat. Hi, everybody!
What a good-looking group. Happy
Merry
holidays.
Christmas!
There's Sally Fitz up on the top there, and Peter Ford.
And now coming into view, I believe, is Lady Colombo, with the special guest of this year's boat parade, Miss Universe.
I had an opportunity to talk to Miss Universe on the weather last night at 11.
Ah, and how was that, Bob?
Ooh, listen, to be so close to such a gorgeous lady, it's very difficult on an old man.
Uh-oh. There she is waving to you. There's your buddy, Bob. On Miss Colombo, 114 feet long.
So here's the next entry. I'm sure that this is the Fram. It's
That's
72
right.
feet long, and the captain is David Lord. And the sponsors are Allied Signal and J.C. Penney. And, of course, it's Sesame Street is the theme on this one.
And I'm told this boat is carrying some VIPs for the boat parade and Winterfest. A lot of people worked a lot of very long, hard hours putting this all together. And tonight is the night it all pays off. Here I think we're looking at Carina B, which is sponsored by the Fort Lauderdale Chamber of Commerce. Many of the Winterfest events celebrate this very special time of year. Jill Beach has put together a segment on the Christmas festivities.
Throughout the Winterfest celebration, Fort Lauderdale comes alive with all the warmth and love that makes the holiday season so special. Christmas is in the air and on the streets when the celebrating starts. Children got to display their talents to an audience with undivided attention when they performed a segment of the Nutcracker Ballet. If ballet wasn't your forte, you could spend time watching a puppet show. Those characters were bigger than life. These guys had everyone singing along. This show was entertaining while teaching kids a lesson on hard work. At these street events, you could find everything you need to make your home into a holiday showcase. And there was something for everyone. The tropical weather that makes Fort Lauderdale so special was cooperative for many of the Winterfest events, so that these parties attracted hundreds to the streets for the holiday. What would Christmas be without that ornament that makes your tree just a little more special? Handmade items were on display and for sale at street fairs. If you couldn't find just the right one to suit you, you could put your child to work at Santa's workshop to create his very own. Could you survive the holiday season without at least one bite of a delicious gingerbread house? Well, this was another element that brought out the best in Fort Lauderdale with award-winning gingerbread villages. Christmas. It's children. It's trees. It's lights. And most of all, it's love. Winterfest brings out the best in the city of Fort Lauderdale for the holiday season.
Next, it's hard to say, but would you say it's a hot air balloon?
Hard to say. I don't know. I know the Willard Scott was on one of the earlier boats, so I know his hot air is not filling that balloon.
Unless they caught it earlier today.
Must
This
have.
is the Florida Princess, sponsored the Fort Lauderdale Area Board of Realtors.
They're also sponsors of Winterfest, and their entry is entitled Under All Is the Land. That is a hot air balloon, apparently, and some 500 balloons are being let off during this parade. This is the Delphine 2, 60 feet long. It's the manufacturer is Choi Lee, captain is Bob Kimball, decorated by Bunnings the florist. And the VIPs aboard, Bob Walker, Robert W. Walker, Sonny Fox, Norman Gwain, the owner and chairman of Y100, and David Ross, my good buddy, the president of Y100.
Now I think we begin the showboat portion of the boat parade. I understand there are 10 showboats, and this is the first one you are seeing. This is Arcadia, sponsored by Corval Champagne, and I bet you they're drinking some of the bubbly aboard Arcadia tonight. 66 feet long. Captain Chuck Hayslip.
The theme of this Corbel boat is Corbel invites you to uncork the magic of their fine California champagnes and wishes everyone a wonderful holiday season. And their entry was designed and executed by Richard Larson of Land and Sea Floral Enterprises in Pompano Beach.
I think the one we are seeing is showboat number 3, Mary Ann. 76 feet long, sponsored by Frederick and Ruffner of Fort Lauderdale. The theme, Santa's Tropical Retreat.
This boat was built back in 1941, and the approximate worth is over $300,000. Mr. Ruffner, the owner, is chairman of the board of Gale Research on Las Olas.
Hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys, lots of goodies on his sleigh.
Now, this is our fourth showboat in the parade. The sponsor is California Federal. The name of the boat is Poopsie. The theme is Tropical Treasures Abound in Tropical Paradise. The theme of California Federal's showboat entry was designed and executed by Don Moore of Don Moore's Design, Fort Lauderdale. Costume models and dancers come to life, portraying various natural treasures of our tropical environment. A rainbow of chasing lights emanating from the pot of gold.
This is showboat number 5, a C-Note she's called, 54 feet long, sponsored by the Rolling Hills Golf Resort. The theme for C-Note is the world of rolling hills. We don't have many here in South Florida, but they went a long way to create it.
We'll be back with more of Winterfest 85 in just a moment.
And welcome back, everybody.
We have a lot more to show you, so let's get back to the parade. The surprising thing about this next one is that they are not going the usual way that boats go up and down the intracoastal waterway.
The folks here love it.
This is called Happy Day Today. I wonder how many points they'll get for going the wrong way up the intracoastal. The decorations include 400 lights plus spotlights, and it has helium balloons, and there are 12 Santas on board. Count them, 12. They all came down from the North Pole just for tonight. All right, you're looking now at the Patricia. It's 54 feet long, and you can see all the lights and the stockings hung with care by the boat with the motor, and the reindeer pulling the little boat on the front, the little dinghy on the front. This qualifies as a yacht, I'm sure, 54 feet. Why not? Okay, here's one of the show boats in our great parade tonight. It's called Champagne, and the sponsor is American Express. It's 97 feet long. The yacht Champagne was decorated by Richard Larson of Land and Sea Floral Enterprises, Inc. The yacht chair Champagne is decorated with the theme of American Express's Do You Know Me? And don't leave home without it. There's Do You Know Me? And they have used Mr. Mel Fisher, the treasure salver's name of the American Express card.
What do we see here, Bob?
Well, these are some of the guys that are helping control the traffic in and out of Fort Lauderdale for the big boat parade tonight. It's the Broward Sheriff's Department boat, and of course they're having a fine party aboard. Some good friends aboard there. Community involvement is the name of this particular entry.
And there we see some of the sheriff's folks, Mrs. Navarro on board. I'm sure someplace there's Sheriff Navarro up there playing captain. You can see him there with the hat on.
He looks like an admiral. This is called the Lionheart. It's 92 feet. Look at that. All right. A little dueling sabers on the front. Remember, the theme is tropical treasures, and this really fits the theme perfectly. Delta Airlines was last year's grand prize winner and has the distinction of being in this parade this year. The decorations have been professionally done by Bunnings the florist to create an underwater scene. Suppose, no, it's quite. Oh, there's the underwater scene on the back. You notice, notice the galleon? That would be an underwater deal, and the pirates, yo ho ho. Some of these boats are mighty big, like this next one coming up, which is the Spring Lake. It's 80 feet long, and a big party going on. Everybody wants to stand on this side to wave, and I noticed that some of these boats are listening toward this side.
This vessel is really old. This is one of the genuine old-timers. I would estimate that she's
This is sponsored by the Fort Lauderdale Broward Chamber. The captain is Eugene Morey. The manufacturer is Mathis, and you can see Citicorp Savings and Miami Vice incorporated in the decorations there. Sporting events are a large part of the Winterfest activities. Peter Lundquist has more.
You know, when most of us think about Winterfest, we think about pretty boats and pretty lights. In fact, the competition is in how many lights you can get on your boat. Well, that's not the whole story by any means. This is the Commodore's Cup, and during the race, winter is the operative word in Winterfest. The wind blowing out of the north is not typical Caribbean breeze. The Gulfstream Commodore's Cup is just one of the Winterfest events that pits man against the ocean. It's the Tin Man race on Lauderdale Beach. You can tell it's a tough day watching the water. And the swimming is just the beginning. You burst from the water and climb on a bicycle, putting hours and miles behind you. And then you're on your feet again, all alone, except for the man or woman always just over your shoulder. Scott Molina, the winner here today, is also the winner of the Hawaii Ironman. And Lil Halleck finishing first in the women's division. Speaking of women's division... At Summers on the Beach, the Winterfest Bodybuilding Championship.
tough enough, right? But don't put one of these guys in a dark alley with 2,500 pounds of beef and horns. In order to handle that, it takes a special breed. The Florida Cowboy Association State Finals at Davie. What does it take to do this with 3 broken ribs and a sprained ankle? You might call it the competitive spirit. You'll see a look in the competitor's eyes here, as you will in the eyes of those involved in the more genteel sports. And we all thought all you had to do to enjoy Winterfest was rent a tuxedo, go to the gala, party, and have fun. Well, you could call this fun, but you can't call it a party.
And lining the Intercoastal are beautifully decorated homes, condos, and businesses. Each year there's a competition to see who deserves special recognition. Let's take a look and then I'll tell you who won. The low-rise condo and apartment award went to Dick and Tina Rice of Northeast 33rd Court. Stan's Restaurant on East Commercial Boulevard won the restaurant and lounge category. The Marine Commercial Award went to the Coral Ridge Yacht Club. Sunrise East was the winner in the high-rise condo and apartment division. And Mrs. Gail Brown of Northeast 58th Street won the private home competition. And the overall Realtor's Choice Award was given to Mrs. Wemyss of Harboridge Isle Drive. Congratulations to all. And now, back to the parade. There we see Freedom, a 45-foot ketch sailboat, owned and captained by Frank LaFavor. And this is the second year in the boat parade for the boat Freedom. It won a prize last year, and I can see why. This year we have got some very, very festive Miami Dolphin fans. And here we are looking at Fish City Pride, 65 feet long, manufactured by A1 Marine. And this is sponsored by Cat 44 Sailing Club of Fort Lauderdale. And you don't need much in the line of decorations for a big party that they are having aboard the Fish City Pride tonight. There we are looking at T-Brook, 30 feet long.
There's a brave girl in there.
Oh, there, that's for sure. I don't know if you can, there you can see a bikini-clad lady. And, boy, I hope she took a lot of vitamin C because she's going to need it. It's a little bit nippy out here for bikinis.
Here's the hypochondriac. Look at that. Look at this dolphin. Look, can you check this out with the sunglasses on the front? That's promoting tourism for Fort Lauderdale. The boat has a tropical setting with guests on board and Santa in his sleigh with a dolphin pulling it. This is the Tailpiper. The sponsor is Donald Schwinn. Hello, young lady. Tropical treasures atop the flying bridge. Lady in a bikini, which is certainly tropical by anybody's standards. The stern has 2 lighted Christmas trees, one on either side of the back of the boat. This is the Island Lady. The sponsors and captains are Harold and Betty Crone. The special lady has been with us since the very first boat parade, and she hasn't aged a bit. Look at that. It's a beautiful boat, beautiful people. It has a tropical Christmas and Island Lady style.
This is called G-Witch, which is a tropical Star Wars. Flower power is the theme here, and they've got some power going. G-Witch has turned into a space shuttle with a tropical treasure in the cargo bay. And there are lots of lights and guests dressed like spacemen. There you are looking at Dorasam, 81 feet long. The theme is Broward County, the place of leisure living. Don't we know it? Western style, though, the theme here, in keeping with tropical treasures. The mayor of Davie is aboard, along with some members of the Chamber of Commerce. And the boat is sponsored by Davie and Cooper City.
Once again, our time is up, Stephanie.
This half hour just goes by too quickly, but then again, we can always look forward to next year.
Oh, right you are. And on behalf of all the staff and management of WSVN, we'd like to wish you a very happy and prosperous new year.
Happy holidays, everyone.